Hello and welcome to my channel, Jordan Mind, Body, and Soul, where we learn to take care of ourselves, mind, body, and soul. And if you're a returning subscriber, then welcome back. Thank you. And if you're new, then hey, welcome. This channel is just about ways we learn to take care of ourselves, mind, body, and soul, anything that we can do to help us lead our best lives. So I'm gonna just jump right into it today. So those intrusive thoughts that we have were never ours. Like, are not our thoughts, were never our thoughts at all. Let me explain. Okay, so what brought me to making this video, to be completely honest, was I don't think it was yesterday. It was yesterday or it was the day before. I thought something. And like something came into my mind, like I thought it. And y'all, it's so bad. I'm not even gonna say what it was. Like, in me, I think of myself as like a really nice person. Like, I try to be nice and mindful and kind to others, but especially myself. And what I thought, I would never say that to someone, let alone like to myself. So instantly after I thought it, I was like, whoa, who are you? Like, what's going on? And then I realized, like, I sat there and I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I remember hearing this. And when I heard it, it was somebody speaking about themselves. So somebody said something out loud, but they were talking about themselves. And they, like, when they said it, it kind of offended me just a little bit because it would apply to me. Like I said, I'm not going to say what it was, but basically it's like if somebody says something about Black women and you being a Black woman, like, you can fit in the category, although they weren't talking to you or about you specifically. So it's like something that was like that. And then I tried to think in that moment, I was like, why would that come full circle? Like, why would that come back to me and then like replay in my head as if it applies to me? Like, what is that? And then I started thinking about other things that I think that are like negative or that are mean, and things that are definitely intrusive thoughts, but things that keep me from feeling confident, or things that keep me from wanting to pursue something or wanting to do something. And then I thought about it and I was like, 95% of those things were just things that I heard someone else say and I adopted as my own, or are things that people told me, and once they told me, I assigned it, like I affirmed it. I'll give you a good example. My handwriting, I mean, I can show y'all from my notes. This is my handwriting. So no, I don't write maybe like, I know this one girl in high school, like her writing literally looked like font. Like, she had like beautiful handwriting. My writing's not like that, but it's not bad. And literally, this girl that I guess at the time we were friends, she told me that, she's like, you have really bad handwriting. You write like a fifth grader. Like my brother's younger than you. He's like in kindergarten and he has better handwriting. Like, your handwriting is really bad. And in that moment, I was just like, okay, whatever, because I didn't really care. But I noticed I took it on. Like, when I would write things, like, people would be like, hey, can you write this? Or even like at Trader Joe's, like, a lot of things are handwritten. So I had a section. They would be like, oh, write this for your section, write this. And I'm like, ooh, I got really bad handwriting. And like, I would write, and then people would be like, you don't have bad handwriting. And I'm like, I don't? They're like, no. Or I would do something and I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I wrote that really sloppy. It looks bad, I have bad handwriting. And then they'll be like, that's really good handwriting. Like, it looks nice, it's fine. And we do that a lot. We do that a lot in life. And some of those things that people say to us can sometimes be things that we can take into consideration, maybe, if we're trying to find a point of bettering ourselves. But it is really, really crucial for you to address those intrusive thoughts and those things that people have said or those things that people have told you, and see number one, is it true in the first place? And number two, does it even have a place in your life? Does it even have a place to be positive over your life? And this, of course, is different than when people are giving like constructive criticism, or even if you do like an introspection so that you can see, okay, I'm performing at this level right now. I want to get to this level. How do I get there? Let me be honest with myself. You know, I'm not doing too well in this area. And if I continue to not perform in this area, I'm not gonna be able to get where I need to go. That's different. But I'm talking about those thoughts where, you know, maybe you've loved singing. You're like, I want to sing. I don't even have to be a singer. I just want to sing and be happy and sing. And then one time somebody heard you and it was like, oh, girl, you cannot sing. Or your mom's like, stop all that singing. You got a bad voice anyway. You know, like something like that. And from that moment, like, you never belled a note with the same confidence ever again. And that's sad to me. It's really sad. But this video is not about that. This video is about reassigning those voices and using them for positivity. And instead of looking at those things and thinking, oh, you know, I have bad handwriting. This is my handwriting. It's not the greatest, it's not the best, but it's legible and it looks good. Or it's actually pretty nice, because some of the intrusive thoughts that we have are not correct at all. Like, there'll even be examples of me in my head. I'll think something and I'm just like, what? That's not even true. Like, that's not even me. Like, how can that even apply to me? And if you recognize the thought, right? Because you have to recognize it first, and then you can kind of address it like it's a stranger saying it to you. And you're like, okay, well, that's not my thought. If it's a stranger, that's someone else's thought. And then replacing it with positivity and replacing it with something that's going to be uplifting. And another example too is like, we have these expectations for ourselves. And I think a lot of times those expectations are based off of maybe what we've seen other people do, or what we know is capable, like what's a possibility to happen. And then we tear ourselves down in the process. All these thoughts of why we can't do this, and these intrusive thoughts about, you know, why we're not qualified to get here or be here. And it's all just either just lies, or it's all just stuff that's projection from other people's insecurities and from other people not being empowered or not being like in place for them to succeed. And because of that, they turn around and they try to hold a mirror and be like, well, you can't succeed either. And it's like, that's not the case. So I hope I didn't lose you guys, but that is something that I was really like analyzing. Like, how can I think something so mean, so horribly to myself, when again, I would never say that to somebody else. I would never even think that about somebody else. And these intrusive thoughts, they will get you. They will get you if you're not careful. So definitely be kind to yourself and learn your own voice. Because once you learn your own voice and you work on being positive to yourself and you work on being loving to yourself, that's how I was able to recognize it. Because I was like, what, hold up, that's not me. That's what somebody else said. That's not me. And then I replayed it and I remember actually hearing the person say it. So yeah, y'all watch out. These intrusive thoughts can get you, but you can turn them around with positivity. So I know that was a lot, but the bottom line is that I hope this gives you just the opportunity to recognize those voices that you have playing when you're doing things, when you're like working out and you're like, I can't work out. I'm not good at working out. And then you notice your body responds to that. Your body is going to respond to what your mind is telling it. If you're like, I'm not feeling good, I can't do that, then your body is going to, your body's going to follow it. It's not going to feel good. It's not going to do that. If you're like, you know what, forget that, I'm on it, let's go, you're gonna be able to succeed. You're gonna be able to do what you want. So watch out for those intrusive thoughts, y'all, and make sure you're addressing it and countering it with something positive and uplifting and giving yourself love and giving yourself support, because that's the whole point of all of this. The whole point of all of this is to enjoy this experience. And you're not gonna be able to enjoy your experience if you've taken other people's thoughts, insecurities, and projections and you've thrown them onto yourself and owned them as your own. Okay, so don't forget, take care of yourself, mind, body, and soul. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.